welcome back to my new YouTube channel. I am Masuma and I hope that all of you are doing well. We have approached the end of 2020 and boy, what a year has it been. Most of us spent our days in isolation at our homes and we didn't have much to do. We couldn't go out with our friends, we couldn't eat out, we didn't have much to do, and the only savior that most of us had during that phase was Netflix. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 Netflix shows of 2020 in my personal opinion. And I'm also going to be talking about the 3 shows that turned out to be a disappointment for me. So I'm going to be starting by talking about the top 3 best shows of 2020. And the first show in my list is going to be Dark. Dark season 3 came out in the year 2020. It's a sci-fi thriller and a nail-biting show, and I have to say that it is one of the best shows that I have watched on Netflix. This show requires your complete attention because you have to understand the family tree to understand the show. As long as you understand the family tree, I am sure that it's not going to be difficult for you to understand the show. The characters in the show have done a splendid job, and the show is all about time travel, and the characters travel over the span of 33 years, and how their stories evolve in each time span is very interesting to watch. So I would really suggest all of you to go and watch the show if you haven't already, and I'm sure that you're not going to regret it. The second show that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Emily in Paris. Emily in Paris received mixed reviews from the critics, but as a viewer, I really enjoyed watching the show. It is a romantic comedy, and the characters in the show are very relatable. You will find everything that we go through in our daily lives. There is friendship, there is trouble at work, there is romance. So it's a complete package in my personal opinion. The fashion in the show is great. Emily Cooper works for a fashion house and she dresses very stylishly. She is not a fashion designer, she is a marketing person, so that's something very interesting to watch. I think Emily in Paris has to be that one show that I would suggest everybody to watch to escape the pandemic. Emily in Paris is that one show that I binge watch in one sitting. And, the show covers the beautiful locations of Paris, and despite the mixed reviews, I would really suggest all of you to go and watch Emily in Paris. The third show that I'm going to be talking about is going to be the Queens Gambit. It is a historical drama and it covers the journey of this girl who starts playing chess at a very young age. Basically, she starts playing chess in her childhood, and then she enters into different tournaments throughout her life, and the show shows her journey, her losses, her victories. The actors again have done a very amazing job in the Queen's Gambit, and this one is also going to be one of my recommendations for all of you for the year 2020. So that's it for the top 3 shows of Netflix for 2020. We are now going to be moving towards the disappointing shows of 2020 according to my opinion. And the first one that I'm going to be talking about might come as a surprise for most of you all, but I have to be very honest that I was super disappointed with the season 4 of Money Heist. It is a very good example of how you take something really brilliant and then destroy it completely. In my personal opinion, the season 1 and season 2 uh, were uh, were superb to watch, and the Royal Mint robbery was very interesting to watch. But then with season 3 and season 4, things started to get a little nasty in terms of how they dragged most parts of the show, in my personal opinion. And season 4 at one point became a snooze fest for me. I just kept on watching because I had watched the first 3 seasons and I really wanted to know that what's happening, but I couldn't stay focused for most part of the season. I feel that it was only in the last couple of episodes that things started to fall into place in the season 4, and I don't know, but I have a feeling that season 5 is going to be another drag. And let's see, maybe I might be wrong, but in my personal opinion, Money Heist started out as something brilliant, and I also was very eagerly waiting for the season 4, but it turned out to be a complete disappointment for me. The second show, which in my opinion was an absolute disappointment, was the season 4 of 13 Reasons Why. 13 Reasons Why is based on a novel, and uh, I guess apart from season 1, I could not enjoy any other seasons of the show. The season 1 obviously was based on flashbacks, based on the tapes that Hannah had left behind. But then after the season 1, the season 2, 3, and 4 started from the being disappointing to being absolutely miserable. It seems like it was intended to be a one off, but maybe due to the popularity that it received, they then came out with seasons 2, 3, and 4 as well. But they could not live up to the standard that season 1 had set, and I personally could not enjoy the show beyond the season 1. So 13 Reasons Why has to be the second show, which was a huge disappointment of the year 2020. Third show, which in my personal opinion was a disappointment for the year 2020, has to be Altered Carbon Season 2. In the season 1, we saw Kovac hunting down the killer of the person who had hired him, and there were some interesting parts to watch in the show. There was a lot of suspense, and we would look forward to the next episodes. But season 2 completely changed things, and it seems that uh, he is now on a quest for his love, and he's traveling from planet to planet to look for his love. Altered Carbon Season 2 is seems to be consumed by the memories of the past, even though they are trying to show a new venture in the future. But there isn't much to really offer in the season 2, and it seems like a drag. And as somebody who really watched the show season 1 from the first episode to the last, it was not easy for me to really stay focused on the season beyond the second episode. I was not enjoying it at all. I think the only saving grace of the show is how it's visually very incredible. There is some amazing VFX, but apart from that, there isn't much. It doesn't seem to be like the show which is built to last for the years to come. So there might be a season 3 coming out, but I have lost interest. So in my opinion, the third show which turned out to be a huge disappointment was Altered Carbon Season 2. So that was my list of the best and the disappointing shows of Netflix for 2020. And there might be many people out there who absolutely disagree with my list, and you might feel that the shows which I um, chose as disappointing were actually very interesting to watch, or maybe you thought that the shows which I found very interesting to watch were very boring. So it's absolutely everybody's personal choice, but that was my list for you all, and I hope that you all like my list. I'm hoping that Netflix comes out with more interesting shows. Let's see that what does Netflix have to offer its viewers in the year 2021. Until the next video, it's a goodbye from my side. Take care all of you. Allah Hafiz.